What's going on, traders? This is B Smith Trades, and today I am going to show you all of the technical tools that I use to day trade, and to swing trade on a daily basis. I'm going to start off with the indicators that I use down here, and then I'll kind of walk through all of this jumbled mess that I use most of this all of the time, but certain times I turn certain stuff off just based on the trade, based on what's going on. But let's go ahead and get started. This is, by the way, this is from Charles Schwab. This is a Street Smart Edge. It's kind of hard to find if you're just a new trader that just got Charles Schwab. You kind of got to search around and dig through the tabs, but it's a great tool. You can customize it, put whatever you want. I have, a couple chart that I can back up. This was something I played last week, made a couple $100 on it, wrote it up back over here, and then it kind of broke. I tried to trade it again down here and lost a little bit of money, but had a tight stop loss, so it wasn't very much that I risked compared to what I won overall. But a lot of good stuff. Takes a lot, but yeah, you can look up probabilities on calls and stuff, calls and puts, do screening research. Got the market charts right here, and I designed all of this, so everything that I wanted to put here, I put here. There's typically right here I turn it off sometimes, but typically it'll be CNBC down here, Kramer something yelling about stocks, but yeah. So let's get back to it. Starting off down here, indicators. So the volume, it's just a reflection point. It's not something that I look at wholeheartedly and live or die on, but it's just a good thing for trending, looking at, comparatively, there's more red here than here. So yes, down here you might want to be watching. You start to see double, triple greens, and it's like, all right, let's get in, ride the volume wave, and then you start to see it taper off, maybe pull out, sell half, and then sell half on the other half on the way down. Whatever you plan to do, but yeah, that's kind of how I look at volume. Next, the MACD down here. Again, it's just a combination. Like I add this in kind of like a multi-layered dip, and then I stick my chip in it, and I try and get as many layers as I can, just to make that chip a little bit better, and taste a little bit stronger. Great flavor, and then you get a good ride like that or something. And if you catch it, you catch it at the start or at the base, you can, with a sizable little lot, you can make some money on these little flips right up in here and up here if you really can time it well. But yeah, MACD, I just wait. I look for the crossover, or nearing a crossover, or a sharp uptrend. So like these two signals up in here would be very strong to me. And once I see this one confirm up above this kind of whole wick right here, and I would probably see that one start open up, and it opened up pretty tight. As soon as I saw it open up and get tight around here, I would probably jump in, and this is always hindsight 2020. I'm not saying that everything I am talking about now is going to happen or would happen, but looking at it from what I know now, I would like to jump in here, and then just take, even if it's sell at the second candle, whatever you get up to. I usually have a risk to reward ratio of a 2 to 1. So if I'm risking $100, I'm trying to make 200 or more or whatever. And I try and scale that out with the more money that I'm playing. So the more money that I'm trying to win. Moving on, momentum. I'm looking for upswings or like big down dips, and then maybe crossovers. If the chart gets tight, then you can start seeing tighter crossovers, and that can lead to downward spikes based on how it's been moving. Another just layer, look at it somewhat loosely, just kind of see if the confirmation, if it's ticking, because all of these lead points, whenever they're in action, they bend. So you'll see them flickering up or down if there's buying or selling pressure. So Same thing with the last one, on balance volume. I like to see trending higher on balance volume for areas that I'm trying to get in, or at least sideways. See, we had a slight climb here, then rockiness, sold off. That sideways movement again is decent to good, and we saw a nice little climb if you caught it at the bottom. So those are the indicators that I usually add on. Now, if we're looking at this beast, we can see the main thing I use is the parabolic SAR, these purple dots, the Bollinger Bands, which are these like twin looking blue lines. I use a bunch of EMA lines, and then these red lines are, I've already threw this out there. These are Fibonacci retracement lines. I use these almost daily. These are great inflection points, and for a guy that was living in the 1700s, I think, may have been earlier, that wrote, figured out like nature's code of like retracement, and like I'm probably speaking ill on it, just trying to even tell you what it is, but I understand it better than I can really teach what it is. But it is a great place where, like right here, you can see at 529, the 100% mark was, it came down, price dropped right to this point, and just so happens it bounced. Part of it is everybody uses the Fibonacci retracement, so it becomes almost groupthink, where I see this, I have it set up, I'm like, all right, it should bounce here, boom, 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 comes up, and then it bounces, or it looks like it's going to bounce, so more people hop in than they normally would if this didn't exist. So just a good tool that I use a lot. Moving in, these are the EMA lines, which, let me edit this. Let's make it pink. Why not? So if we're looking at a short, medium, and long term, all short term, but long term EMA lines, we can use these to see spikes, and I switch these around. Sometimes I just use like a 20 and a 180. Sometimes it's a 20, 50, 200. I kind of flip and move around based on what I'm seeing, how the market looks like it's moving. I keep it way tighter in more tight-knit markets like we are in right now, where it looks more heated and almost like we're starting to see the cracks showing a little bit more again, like we could see another correction, a pullback somewhat soon. So keep that in mind. I didn't really explain these Bollinger Bands. So typically, like, it shows you where the price gets kind of built up from what I'm seeing and what I'm understanding of seeing this compression happen. We start to see the compression happen, and it can compress up or down. We can start to see, where was it? Let me zoom in. So, I mean, comparatively, this compressed from in this area was way wider than this area. So you'd think the compression was like, oh, it's going to turn around. But no, like, a strong compression point, like, again, I look at this kind of loosely, but strong compression points. See, this was even another fake out. This was a bullish fake out where you thought it was going to move, and then it just kind of started to fall. But down here, this is where it got super tight. Super tight. Throw an oval on this. I don't know why the default is to have a non-clear. So really, zoom it in. Oh, no. Get out of here. Get out of here, ghost. Sweet niblets. Oh, there we go. I can't believe I just said sweet niblets. So we're looking at like right in here. This is where you start to see that compression happen, and then you start to see the price moving up towards the top end of it and even breaking out. Well, that was almost a little late. But once we start seeing it in the upper half, See a lot of red here, but the red starts to die off. We start to see some gray. Gray's where buyers and sellers are meeting, so they're not really moving neither the buyer or sellers dominating. Or seeing a MACD build, which can be a bullish sign as long as you're riding it to the crest and selling. See momentum's moving sideways to up. Great. On balance volume sideways. So yeah, this could have been a great short-term scalp buy if you would have timed this right, rode up this tiny little hump, sold out there, let her sell off, and then you could have found the same similar play again if you got in on that, or if you even move in on a little bit closer of a timeline and then catch this in here. So that is pretty much it. Yeah, I use the fib retrace. I mean, I can zoom out and show you that. Just so I'm basing it off of either long term, medium term. The fib retrace can be used kind of as a short term. If it was just this tiny little run, you could probably retrace this. And I kind of scale it in. So I always work inward. I go to like at least a 1 year or 2 year chart, and then I kind of start to zoom in, scale in until I find a trend that I see moving. So just for this stock, this is Watt. This is a name. I just picked a random one that's been kind of hot. Oh, there. Let's add a little bit of juice. But just giving you all a little bit of extra sauce. For what I'm seeing, if this holds strong and we do get maybe a double bottom here, and it does stop selling off, we get more green. We get a lot of green coming in. And this is by no way exact. We could see a bounce. And then if we can get somewhat of a break above this old high right here, then we definitely could see a buy or a profit line back up to old highs, maybe a breakout, a double break to the second level. Either way, crooked line, but 69 to 54. Yeah, so 15 cents. Could be a nice little pull on a lot if you can get it. And plus, also, if it starts to break out, you could get some serious uptrend. Not saying it's going to. It could definitely just keep on continuing going down. Just something to watch. Could be a wedge pattern, a falling wedge. Yeah. Oh my God, got all these lines. But yeah, I kind of like this. I like this for charting. Schwab is coming too. They're a little behind. They're one of the biggest brokerage houses. They're just a little bit behind on actually providing for the people that are trading the most these days, or the biggest entrants, which are the younger, 18 to 25, 18 to 34 population. But I think with the merger, I spoke with a Charles Schwab representative today, and they said that there should be actual merged changes within 18 to 36 months. So I thought it'd be sooner. I mean, I heard that the deal was done like 9 to 12 months ago. So I didn't know how long of a process it would typically be. But I guess I should have expected it to be way longer, considering TD was a sizable company and Schwab is a sizable company. But yeah, I'm ready for that. I'm ready for some better charting tools. And please reach out to me if you have any questions, if you want any advice. I am not a fiduciary. I'm not a licensed professional in any sort of realm of finance. All I have is a finance degree from the University of Houston. I trade on the side. I work a 9 to 5, just like you, just trying to make some money in the stock market and build a long-term portfolio for my retirement. trying to retire sooner rather than later. That's the goal, and I hope that's the goal for everyone. So I'm trying to help provide some tools, tips, tricks of the trade that I've learned. I've been studying the market now close to 6 years, seriously trading / investing for the last 2 years. And yeah, fell in love with it as a young kid, started learning, and then, I mean, the real journey didn't happen until I was a young adult, but here we are. Here we go. I hope y'all got some value out of this. If you have any questions, reach out to me on Twitter at bsmithtrades. You can reach out to me on Instagram at investtradesave. I have a website, investtradesave.com. There you can find it's free, but it's like a pre-sale, pre-sign up for my private Discord that I will be launching next month. We are going to be a tight-knit community, looking at buy signals, stocks to buy, trades, the whole nine. Hoping to have some education pieces in there for new people, but hope to create an atmosphere for experienced traders to want to come in and share their wisdom and learn something too. So I hope you had a wonderful day, and I hope tomorrow's great for you. I wonder if you hear my dog in the background snoring. If you do, sorry about that. I'm going to check that in the edit, but who knows? Maybe y'all don't, and I'm just going crazy. But whatever. Y'all have a great night. Good luck tomorrow. Stay green. Stay in the positive. Have a great night.